Hi, this is Aaron Lewis from Franklin Maths. Today we'll look at the inverse normal distribution. This is a follow-on lesson from the previous two, which were an introduction to the normal distribution. This is quite a nice little skill. The calculator I'm using is the Casio FX-CG50, the colour version. If you've got one of the slightly older versions, this video is still appropriate. Okay, so I'm going to shove all the questions straight away in context. That's where you'd expect it to be in the exam, and I don't think you will lose anything by putting the context in here. So if you want to have a read of the question, if you want to pause the video and write it down, that's absolutely fine. But I'm going to begin to work through the question now. So what we've got here is, and again I've just made this data up. We've got the handspan of men, and we've got the variance given. And we only want to make 10% of men with small hands, so they can't buy gloves. Okay, so what we need to think about, what size would the smallest glove be? So what I've done is I've sketched it. Okay, and I'm going to begin to write things down. Just get my pen up. Okay, so this is going to be normally distributed. So we're going to say let Okay, so I've defined let x be the handspan of men. It's just good practice to do that. So x tilde n. So what's mu going to be? Now if you look in the question, mu is given to us. And we're also given the variance and not the standard deviation. So I'm just going to write that as the square root of 1.5. Okay, now I've chose this particular example because with the Casio calculator you can just type that straight in without too much of a problem, which is quite neat to do. Okay, so this is 13, and then this is 13 plus the square root of 1.5, which isn't the nicest thing to deal with, but we can see what's going on. Now, needs to then think about the question here. So we only want to fit the gloves to fit the sort of the 90% of men, but the bottom 10% it will be able to fit. So I'm just sort of doing this randomly. So if we say basically this bit here, this is the bottom 10% here. Okay, and what we really want is to find out this number here, whatever it may be. Now, when you look at this, is you've got to decide quickly, which is why we always sketch it, is we've got to decide, is this a left tail or a right tail? This one here it's a left tail. You can clearly see from the diagram. And a lot of that will come from just reading the question, getting it drawn, and deciding which part of the graph you want. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is grab the calculator and show you how I would work it. But before I do that, actually, I'm just going to jot down what I'm trying to find out. So we're trying to find out the probability that x is less than x, and that's going to be equal to 0.1. Okay, and I'm just trying to line that up with the first question in your worksheet. So when the probability that x is less than x is equal to 0.1, which makes sense. Remember 0.1 being equal to 10% there. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the calculator and we're going to work from there. Okay, so here's my calculator. As I say, is the Casio FX-CG50. Really, it is worth the money. If you're from a college that isn't using this one, feel free to buy it. It's perfect for exams. Right, so we're going to go straight into the stats function. Just as we did in the last video, we're going to go to dist. We're going to go to norm. And this time we're going to go to inverse normal. It's fairly easy to work out what each function is. Now, this is variable data. Now, this is why I was sort of going on about the tails earlier. This is a left-hand tail. And remember, the area is equal to the probability, so that's 0.1. Sigma is the square root of 1.5. So actually, with this calculator, you can type in literally what you want, and then obviously it does turn it back into a number, but it doesn't matter. And mu then is 13. I'm going to go down, and I'm going to ask it to calculate it. And there we go. So the smallest glove size there is 11.43 centimeters. So in this case here, x was equal to 11 point. Just pull my calculator back up a second. So it was 11.43. I've just double checked on my calculator. Okay, and then it's probably worth putting then this in context. I'm not going to write it down because my handwriting isn't great on this tablet. But make sure in your exam, particularly in a question which is in context, give the answer in context as well. When you, what is this actually saying? Well, what we're saying is that that's the smallest size of glove we're going to make. Okay. Again, it might be just ineffective for those glove sizes to be made. I don't really know, but we're just answering the question. Okay, so a similar question. Again, I've made this one up, so if it doesn't read great, apologies for that. Again, if you want to pause the video, write this down. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by defining a variable. So we're going to say let x be spends on social media. Okay, I chose an example because I thought it'd be quite relevant to the time at the moment, especially when students do spend so much time on social media. So we're going to have x. We're going to go for a tilde, so it's normally distributed, and we've got a mean of 20. And this time I've given you a variance, so let's have mu equal to 20. Sigma squared, remember square in the standard deviation is the variance, is equal to 9, and sigma then is equal to 3, so the 3 goes in there. Okay, so we're going to try and find the top 5%. So if I shove the mean on there, which side do I want? So I want the top 5%, so I'm looking, again, I'm just putting this in a random place. I'm not quite sure, it's very difficult to work out the area, but it's somewhere around there. So this bit here that's 5% there. Okay, and what we really want to do is find out this number here, whatever that may be. Okay, again, I'm just going to grab the calculator. I'm going to do exactly the same as I did before, and this is quite nice to do. So I'm going to turn the question into something like you guys have got on your worksheet. So I want the probability that x is greater than x, and that's equal to 0.05. Again, in the exam, you might just be given something like this and asked to calculate it. You might be given a question in context. Okay, so make sure you can work both. That's why I've written both down. So I'm going to grab the calculator and then I'm going to work back through it. Okay, so here's the calculator. Again, I'm in stats. Then just press menu a second. See some on the stats function there. I'm going to go to dist, normal, inverse again. Notice this time though I'm on a right tail rather than a left tail. If you wanted to use a left tail for this, then you'd need to set up an area of 0.95. Okay, but for this video, I'm just going to keep things nice and simple. So I'm going to use a right tail, and the area I'm looking for is 0.05, and my mu is 3, and my mean is 20, and then calculate it. So to be in the top 5%, you'd need to have watched, spent more than 24.93 hours on social media. So I'm just going to jot that down. 24.93 hours. And don't forget as well, what we're saying is then the probability of finding somebody who watches 24.93 hours or more, there's 5% chance of that. Okay, so you see how similar it is to the previous question. It's nice and easy to work through. You know, if you've got one of the graphical calculators, it is quite nice and quite simple to do. Worth a couple of marks in your exam. So the last example I'm going to do is, if you looked at the calculator, you see left tail, right tail, and then you've seen a central tail. You can work with all three, to be honest with you, but I'm going to show you the central tail. Okay, so this is the last example I've got. Have a read of that. Again, I've completely made the question up. So if it doesn't read very well, I do apologise, but it certainly does work mathematically. Okay, I'm going to start off by defining my variables. So let x be so let's just let x be the mass of a banana, or the mass of bananas. So x, again, it's going to be something like mass would be normally distributed anyway. So what have we got then? We've got a mean of 200. And I've given us a standard deviation of 25. Again, I've just Googled the mean mass of a banana, which came out as 200, but the second link down was all sorts of research studies into masses and shapes of bananas, which was well, it was quite bizarre. But yeah, feel free to read those if you really want. Okay, right. So I'm going to label this in my diagram. So this is 200. This is going to be 225, etc. So we're going to reject 20% of the bananas. Okay. Now for this one here, so we're going to accept 80%, but we're going to get rid of 20%. So I'm going to just draw this on here. So bananas which are either too small, which are these ones here, or too large, which are here, we're going to reject those. So this area in the middle here, that's going to be 80%. This area here is going to be 10%. This area is also going to be 10%. Okay. Now what we're going to do on the calculator, I'm going to use the central tail for this one. You don't have to use the central tail. You could use a left tail and a right tail and do it all separately. It all works out exactly the same. Okay, but I know some of you have been looking at the central tail and think, oh, what does that do? Now the central tail only works really if you've got nice symmetrical data, and because we're rejecting 20% of the bananas, it's perfectly symmetrical. This comes in really useful when we're hypothesis testing with the normal distribution. So if you can master using the inverse here, that's really well done. So we're going to try and calculate now. This is the tricky bit: is turn this into what would the question like in the exam. So in this case here, we want the probability of, sorry, I've just had to edit the video there a little bit, so if it jumps, my apologies. So we want the probability of the modulus of x. Now I'm going to use a less than. I think it's better in this case to go for a connected inequality here. And that's going to be equal to 0.8. And because it's a less than, I want the connected bit in here. So that's what it looked like. Okay, and again, you could break out the modulus signs there and then work through that. But so if you see a modulus 1, particularly a less than, it is going to be a central tail. So I'm going to put the calculator and then work on it. Okay, and out of thin air appears my calculator. So same thing as before. On this stats function, we're going to go dist, normal, inverse. So this time I'm going to go for a central tail. And what it's asking me now is what is the area of the center? And again, it has to be symmetrical when using a central tail. If it's not, you're going to have to split it and use left and right tails. So the area is 0.8. My sigma is 25. My mean is 200. And there we go. So the smallest massive banana we're going to see in the supermarket is going to be 167.96, and the largest mass is going to be 232 grams. As you can see, with the central tail, it is fairly easy to use. So that's all for this video. The questions after this are fairly nice, and I would hope you will get those done sort of fairly quickly. Any problems, as always, send me an email. Thank you for watching. I'm just going to tell you which questions you're doing, and it's those ones there. Thank you and goodbye.